Hi, this is a short demo of Akka. We're going to build a multi-agent system using Claude Code and Akka. We'll start by writing a prompt. You can give prompts that understand Akka. In this case, this is asking Claude to generate an Akka agent using the Akka SDK. That agent is a single class. It has a prompt, and the agent on the bottom has an effect block. And this basically instructs Akka on how to execute an agent with a system prompt and user message. Once we have this file, we need to build it and to test it. So in order to access the agent, we have to put an HTTP endpoint on the front of it. So we go back to Claude and ask it to build an Akka endpoint. And this is going to use post, get methods, and HTTP, and it will generate that. And that's another class. We have that here. It's an HTTP endpoint class, and there's a post method. And inside that post method, we basically call the agent. Now, what we're going to do is compile it, run it, and then test it. And so on the command line, we can do a simple compile. It's very straightforward. That compilation will execute any agent unit tests that are available. And we can see that it's running on a local port. And now that it's there, we're going to go ahead and start Akka's local console that shows you that it's running. And on another terminal, we can go ahead and take a curl command to execute against a command against that HTTP endpoint. And this is asking, hey, how do I say hello in German? And you send that response, and we've got a response back. Hey, it said hello in German, and I haven't had any greetings. We're going to do a second command here asking about Spanish, and this implies that agents with Akka have implicit durable memory. We did not have to do any persistence. We did not have to set anything up. And Akka automatically keeps the traces and the memory from the previous calls without us having to do any data persistence. We can see this in another way. We'll go into the local console, which is an app that runs alongside your agent. And inside of here, we've got the agent has session memory. And as we inspect that, we track all interactions with users, agents, and tools as events. And these events are appended into a cryptographically secure event log. And they are done sequentially here. And so you can see each of the interactions that we've had, and all this happened without having to do any sort of database programming or memory programming. It was implicit with the agent. When you get into production, Akka automatically shards this data, and you can scale it up to 10 million transactions per second. Now that we've built this agent, we'd like to deploy it. And so when you build agents with Akka, Akka will generate deployment mechanisms for whatever infrastructure you want to deploy onto: Docker, Kubernetes, bare metal. In this particular case, we went ahead and added a Postgres database so that we can store the persistent memory of Akka's intrinsic memory from the agent. And then we just say Docker compose up. And what happens is after about a minute or so, the 3-node cluster comes up. And now we have 3 nodes of the same agent running on 3 different ports with those HTTP endpoints. And they automatically cluster themselves. And because they automatically cluster themselves, they all have availability and access to the same endpoint interface. And so we can access it on different nodes. And even though it's on different nodes, the memory is still kept in sync, and it's made available on all the different nodes as well. So we accessed it on 9001, 9002, and it's the same memory. And because Akka is self-clustering itself, you can fail one of these nodes, and Akka will automatically self-heal. And so we can terminate or hard fail the node on port 9000. It can show that it's unavailable. And we can then still access the agent and its entire state through the other nodes. And so the memory and runtime services remain accessible no matter what sort of network or hardware impact happens to your cluster. Thank you. And there is a lot more to Akka. We enable you to have orchestration agents, memory streaming, and we allow you to deploy this into systems that allow you to achieve any SLA. Thank you.